This year, once again, too many journalists were killed, imprisoned, held hostage, or missing. They weren't silenced by accident, they weren't collateral damage. They were intentionally quieted out of a hatred for journalism and the right to reliable information. And this year again, impunity for those crimes prevailed. This hatred of journalism led to the murder of 67 journalists, all killed due to their work since December 1st, 2024. Contrary to common belief, they are almost always killed in their own country. In Palestine, between December 2024 and December 2025, at least 29 Palestinian journalists were killed due to their work in Gaza by the Israeli army. Nearly 220 have been killed by the Israeli army since October 2023. In Mexico, 9 media professionals were killed over the last 12 months. They covered local news and denounced organised crime and its ties with politicians. Some had received death threats. In Sudan, 4 journalists were killed due to their work, including at least 2 murdered after being abducted by the Rapid Support Forces. In Ukraine, the Russian army continues to target reporters, with 3 journalists killed by Russian drones in 1 month. When journalists are not killed, they are locked up. Today, 503 journalists are behind bars. 20 journalists are currently being held hostage. In Yemen, 7 journalists were captured by Houthi rebels in 2025, bringing Yemen's total number of hostage journalists to 9. In Syria, 8 journalists are still held hostage by jihadist groups, while many others disappeared at the fall of the Islamic State. In Mali, 2 reporters were abducted. 135 journalists are currently missing worldwide. In Burkina Faso, Serge Oulon is still missing after being abducted. In Guinea, Habib Marwan Camara was also abducted while in his car with no reason or explanation given. In Syria, dozens of reporters are still missing even after the prisons of Bashar al-Assad were opened on December 8, 2024. In 2025, journalists covering protests were particularly hindered from doing their work, in most cases by law enforcement. Serbia, 98 assaults on journalists covering protests. Nepal, 1 cameraman killed and many newsrooms attacked. Indonesia, Ecuador, United States. Violence against journalists has become systematic. El Salvador, at least 53 had to flee in the span of a few months. These acts of violence are not accidents. They are tactics to silence journalists. It is our responsibility to stand alongside the people who defend our right to reliable information. We owe them that.